Okay. So in the yesterday session, we just completed required setups and we provided data in the template. And when we were trying to import, it was giving date related error. Okay, we'll try to redo it the same once again. Anyway, the same setups are remain. Okay, again we'll download the template and we'll just prepare the template with the data and we'll see the process of loading. Okay, there should not be any error. Actually, it was throwing some message. So this instance is very much validated, but still we were getting the issue in the yesterday session. We'll see that. Okay, go to financials. The version which we are using is release 12, and go to file-based data import for financials cloud. This is a template which we need. Then just download this template. Right click, say save link as. So here you can take into AR conversions and save it. Saved. Just open this template. We'll be finding the sample data within the template. So remove all the sample data. Except one record. Provide business unit name. The business unit name is Cloud USA Business Unit. Cloud USA Business Unit. And the transaction batch source. Here we have all the information. This is the one which we are using. By using this batch source, which is imported batch source, we want to create the auto invoice. Within that, we given already transaction type as cloud invoice. The same you can take here. And payment terms, net 30. Okay, the payment terms. Okay, so what are the payment terms you want to take for this customer invoice? You can take it. Okay, so we'll go with this payment term, and you can provide the date. You can just give the date as a month, and date is 5th 2017. The same you can just copy and paste for the accounting date also. Okay, the original system built to customer reference we don't require. This also address reference we don't require. If you want to maintain the reference the previous system, you may take all this information, otherwise we don't need it. So original system sold to reference and all not required. Here we have to provide bill to customer account number and bill to customer site number. Bill to customer account number, so this is the already we taken in the, we have seen how to just take these numbers and all, right? So this is the number for our customer. And the site number, this is a, sorry, this is going to be the site number. And ship to customer account number is same, even site number also same for ship to and bill to. That's how we created our customer, right? Done. Sold to customer and all just not required. Then you can keep any description, and here conversion date, take month, So October, date is 5th 17. Since they made conversion as a field as mandatory in the process, just we are providing, but we are going to just go with as is. There won't be any exchange rate applicability and all. I'll say just $15,000. Quantity is one, and unit price also I'm going to give same. This would be total 15,000. And here we have to provide line transaction flex field contest whatever we created the last session. The same I'm going to provide. Within that we have only one segment, so that is sales order number. We given the maximum size is 5. There's some 5-digit number you can enter, and other segment values data we don't require. Just remove all this text which we don't require.
Lakshman, I still don't see where we are making use of the sales order value set that we created yesterday.
Sales order,
Uh, the value set.
yes. When you are creating the distribution is belongs to which sales order we will be addressing. Okay, you will be entering the distribution, right? See, this is a sheet where you can enter
Mm-hmm.
huge number of sales order invoices information. So if I'm going to enter the distributions are belongs to which sales order. That number with that number I have to map.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
system cannot understand the distributions are belongs to which sales order.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the reason that line transaction flex field we will be using as a mandate in this process. Just go through all these fields. Any data if you find if required you can keep as is or else you can remove it. Okay, fine. No data we have here. And go to distributions. Remove all the text except two distribution lines. One we can use for debit, other one for credit. So just copy and paste your BU name. The same you can take into next line also. And here first, so receivables account. If you want to enter the amount, you can enter or you can ignore it. It's not a mandatory. Anyway, we have in the line level that will be taken distribution since your percentage is 100. And the line transaction flex field contest that we have in the header, same you can take or else here in the notepad also we are maintaining the same that you can keep here. I'm taking for credit line also. At the same time we'll prepare both. So this is for receivables, this is for revenue. And what is the sales order number? These distribution lines should belongs to, it has to load for which sales order. We given number I think 56565. Yeah, you can take this. So this reference we don't require. These we don't have more than one segment within that line transaction contest structure. So here we can provide the code combination, otherwise system will derive it. It's optional. If you want to provide, you can provide, otherwise just ignore. System will take it. This is the receivable account we have, and we don't have any other segments as a part of our chart of accounts. Same thousand, sorry, thousand, thousand here. The revenue account is, this is the account we just plan to use. Remove. Done. See, when you are downloading the sheet, just you prefer to download from Mozilla browser. Even when you are going to do practice or when you are accessing the system, better you can go with a Mozilla. It's very much compatible. There are cases where we come across, if you go and download these templates from the Chrome or some other browser, when you provide data, when you are saving it, there could be some issue. Okay, so to avoid all those things, better you can all the time you just deal with this Mozilla, then you won't be having any issues. And the sales credits, and also we don't need the sales credits information, you can just remove that. And revenue contingencies, this also just you can remove. And now you can just go on to generate the CSV file. Okay, I mean just first go, it is generating the file early. And yesterday session when we were trying to do first time, it was not happening, and again we just open the sheet again, it was trying to do, that's how we could able to save it. Now just save this file. Just created. Done. Now we have to load into the system. I'll use this also from here only. Okay, we know the process, right? So go to schedule process. So already just the periods are open from GL and to AR side, and we want just, we'll just go and cross check, nothing wrong. Just we'll go and verify. So for AR period status, it's open. So this should be open for GL also. We'll just go and just check it, then we'll proceed with the process. October, open. Fine. Now we'll just go on to load this file into file data into interface. So go to schedule processes. So load interface file for import. The import process name should be import auto invoice. and just browse that file. Seems that there is another file with the same name in that UCM. Just anyway, whatever you select from that file only system will fetch the data, but I'm just giving the different name. Yeah. Say okay. Submit. Okay, what this job will do, it will just move the data from this file to auto invoice interface tables. Now you can go and find the data from the interface tables also. So succeeded. Same we did what we did yesterday, we did the same, but now only the difference is I downloaded the file from this Mozilla browser. That's all. That's how sometimes we are coming across some issues. So we loaded here. Okay, load into interface. Already we have seen how you can navigate to uh, interface tables and how you can see the data. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll import into base tables. But just take the same navigation. This page will get refreshed. Again, if you try from here only, it will be fetching the previous submitted job name. So that is the reason better you can re-navigate. Then go to schedule new process. Which process we have to run? Import auto invoice. So import auto invoice. Now here we have to provide the source and all other information. Source information, which is source of the transactions data you want to import into receivables, which is lying in the open invoice auto invoice interface tables. Okay, so with which source we have a transaction receivables import. So select transaction source as receivables import. This is the one which we mentioned in that record. Default date you can go with the today's date. Okay, that's all. Just you can, if you have to filter, if you have a large volume of data with the different customers and all, you may do it for testing, or else normally that everything should be imported. Just click on submit. It is ending with a error. Now just we'll go to the interface. We'll try to find out what is the error reason. Go to billing. Go to task panel. So manage auto invoice lines. Say connect. Then go to tab called as invoice lines and distributions. And this is our business unit, and our transaction source name is receivables import. Then go to manage auto invoice lines and search. You can see that error message also here. What is the reason that is ending with a error? There is no error it is showing. That means the line was through. We'll see that 15,000 we have in this. And we have
Lakshman, a quick question. Two questions. One is auto invoice supposed to be part of your navigation too in EBIS, right? So here it's only a scheduled process.
yes.
The second question is how do you put the number of concurrent workers? Because I don't see parameter. Maybe I didn't see it. Number of concurrent workers to add maybe for performance perspective.
And here you cannot do that. You cannot do that when we just go with this process. There you can specify the workers and all. Yes, that's true. But we don't have that option for this. For revenue recognition, I think we have that option, but for this we don't have this.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. These are just lines which are just removing that data. Here it's not reporting any error. What I'll do is we'll just find in the instance itself. There's nothing wrong with that record. Go to schedule process. Why it isn't showing the status as error? Continuous parameter program name as source sequence. I'll take into this will go through this. Set below recommended value default to is bytes. Okay, we'll see that. But before that, what else? So what we'll do is, so okay, the system options will just go and specify the memory. System options, manage resume system options. So find the system options definition for Cloud USA business unit. Select or directly click on this, or you can click on go with edit. The default, this is the value they given. That will go log file message level. So level you can specify. So save and close. So again resubmit the same. It should through. Schedule process. Say import. Import auto invoice. So same business unit, select transaction source. Receivables import. You want to specify the transaction type also optional you can specify. Within that we have a cloud invoice as a transaction type. Okay, submit it. Just refresh to see the status of this job. So completed. Running the calling the execution program means it is through. So status is succeeded. It's all about just report. You can see within the report also the same information of succeeded. If you want to see the report output here itself, you can see. Select it. It is just fetching the data. You can see here it is just browsing. Okay, done. Now you can scroll down here. You can find the file, PDF file. Just click on the output name. You can download the same. Open and see the result of this submission. So it's one invoice is imported with a 15,000. Auto invoice execution and the validation report. This is what we submitted just now, right? So one got selected, one successfully processed. Okay, interface distribution also selected and successfully processed. Now you can go and find that invoice. Go to billing. Just go with the manage transactions. The transaction source which we used is receivables import. And you can go with the transaction date as today's date. So there should be transaction with 50,000. Just whatever we enter, the same. So let 30 with this date, amount we given as a $15,000. Where we given the amount. And this is the amount, 15,000. We'll go and find it. Search. Okay, so this is what system created just now. In the description, this is what we have. Whatever we have in the template that we accepted. Right, description, transaction line description. So this value we have, the same it is just fetching. That's it. So just this is how you can load the invoices information into system by using this template. Okay. Better you can just download the template also from the Mozilla browser. You can access to that OER Oracle Enterprise Repository. Download the template from here. It will take as is. If you go with Chrome and other browsers, you may have some issues when you are going to use that for converting into CSV and importing process. That's what we have seen in yesterday's session. Okay, and just in today's session, just as the system is recommending to set a default memory size that we specified in the system options, then the record was through. So already we have seen how to go with this. I mean, if any issues and all, you can go with this manage auto invoice lines. With this, we'll be able to access the data which is there in the interface, and you can correct and you can resolve the issues also. Fine. Done. So the next concept we have here to discuss. We're done with this. Okay, now we'll go with the automatic receipts. The same configuration, whatever you do in EBS, there will be one additional configuration where you have to map this process with the internal parties, internal payees. So that also we'll see that. Now we'll just proceed with the auto receipt configuration process. Okay. This balance for billing, I'll complete the same setups in this environment, and maybe in the tomorrow session we'll see the output of that, which was not happening in other environment. Okay, automatic receipts configuration. We'll just look into this. So we'll go with what are the setups required to implement the automatic receipts, where system will convert the transaction as a uh, the each and every what are the transactions you enter based on the specific receipt method criteria. It will convert the transaction to receipts. So we'll see that process, and first we'll look into the setups. What setups required for that? I'll take this concept as here. Okay, automatic receipts. Okay. So to first we'll look at the setups. What setups we have to do. If you remember, whatever the setups we do in EBS, same will be replicate. Just doing here. Say create a receipt class on method for automatic receipt. Okay, we'll create receipt class by selecting the creation method as automatic, and we'll create a method also how we are going to receive the payment from the customers. And then which we don't see in EBS and which we have to set up in Fusion is related to this, the numbering, the sequential numbering you have to specify at ledger level. Okay, whether you are going to use that numbering or not for receivables process, or we have to specify. We'll see in that as a part of system setup. Here we'll take that point as say set sequential numbering at ledger. I would say ledger means basically it's a ledger options. So set sequential numbering at ledger, or call it ledger options. Okay. So depending on that, what option you are selecting in the ledger options, so you may not create the document sequencing. But just as a point, we'll take it. Create document sequencing. Okay. We'll see that when we are doing the setups, we'll talk on that relevant points. So after that, what we'll do is we will go and assign receipt method to customer, and we will add customer bank account to customer. We'll just say create customer bank account. So we'll take the case where we are going to get this payment through bank transfers. Okay, for that reason we have to just create it, then create receipt source for automatic receipts. Then finally the additional setup here, what we don't do in EBS, and here which we have to do is what we call as pays. So say add mm, BU we have to add. So what we can say, add business unit to pays list. With this point, when we are going to do it, we'll discuss on this. So these are the basic setups we have to complete. Then for our testing, what we'll do is we'll just go and create two transactions against the same customer, for which customer we are going to associate the relevant automatic receipt related receipt method, as well as whom we are going to set up the bank account. And then we will create the automatic receipts. Create automatic receipts. Fine, we'll go with these setups one by one. First, we have to create the receipt class and method for automatic receipts. So just go to instance, go to our project, just go to our implementation project, just click on overview. The setup is receipt class and methods. I think receipt classes and methods. I just click on the task. click on go to task icon. So now we'll go and create the receipt class and method for automatic receipts. Then say create. Okay, this will provide the name as cloud automatic. Just give the name as cloud automatic. So creation method is automatic. Okay, and here receipt methods, if you want to confirm the receipts after creation, you can just say required confirmation. And receipt method, we are going to create receipt method as how you are going to receive the payments in case of this automatic process of payments that you can specify. Just place the cursor here, it will open the field, and I'll say cloud bank transfers. So a customer is going to do the bank transfers, and here we can set automatic receipt processing related options. So when system is going to create the receipt, I want to copy the transaction number to receipt number. If I want to do this, I can enable. In that case, I no need to set that document sequencing also. So since this number transaction number system will be using at for receipt creation, we no need to set the same. We have to specify in the this ledger options level also. We'll see that. We'll just say we'll go with this option, and rest of information you can set. So number of receipts rule, whether the system has to create for one customer, one, or so for each invoice one receipt, or site wise, or site due date and customer due date, on what base. I'll say one per invoice. For each transaction, system has to create one receipt. Receipt maturity date rule, just say earliest. And customer payment method, how customer is going to make the payment, say bank account transfer. Give the specifications. After that you can go with the okay, lead days not required. We'll go with the same date and availability to convert. We'll create transaction with the immediate, then it would be the due date would be immediate. So just go to remittance bank account, just add bank account details by specification of where we'll be taking the payments into which bank account. So this receipt method, this receipt class method you want to use in which bank business unit, cloud USA business unit, and your bank is cloud bank, cloud USA bank. And select account. To create receipt automatic, what should be the minimum amount? I'll say $10. Okay, provide all these accounts. So just I'll copy and paste the same. But we know based on the label we have to take the exact account. But here just for testing, you can provide the same account. There won't be an issue. Select receivable activities for earned and unearned discounts. Then say save and close. Then say save and close. Done. I think confirm receipts checkbox got removed. Fine, done. Now we'll go and set the sequence numbering at ledger level. So go to ledger options, search for ledger options. We have a task called as specify ledger options, right? This task is related to secondary ledger. Select below one, specify ledger options, and our ledger only is selected in the scope. So directly you can click on go to task icon. So here if you scroll little down, Just still browsing. Yeah, scroll down. Here you can find the section called as sequencing. Okay, the sequencing should work at what level you can specify. Ledger level or legal entity or what level. So if you say ledger level again, for which modules that should be applicable you have to specify. Say payables and receivables also. Even if you set legal entry level, what level it should work. These specifications, these controls we have to set accordingly. You can define the sequence and it will work. In our case, so we are not going to use it. We are not going to use any sequence. We give and copy transaction number as a receipt number. So that will be copying the number whatever you require for receipt. So just I'm setting no sequence. If you want to define the sequence, you can set any one of the level accordingly. You can just select particular module, which module the sequence you want to implement. Here we have control.
Lakshman,
Yeah.
so this is a new feature, right?
Yeah,
Fusion.
the specification, the control specification is will be setting at ledger level with a preference. Some kind of
Right, but this sequencing tab is new to Fusion.
yeah announcement. You can say
We
this.
didn't have to.
Okay. Anyway, sequencing we have EBS also, but
Yeah.
control part they're given at ledger level. Yep.
But the definition still has to be done from the module, right?
Yeah, same
We're going to define.
definition. We'll create the sequence and anyway whatever the receipt method you created that would be available as a category and we'll be assigning the sequence with the respective criteria. Okay.
Okay.
I'll just show you the task. So receivables. Sequencing. Sequential numbering you can search. So by using this you can define the sequence. Manage a receivable document sequence. If you want to use this sequence you can define it. Same how you define an EBS in the same way, just you can go and define. But this is a task you can use for that.
Lakshman, we to enable at the ledger level or the legal entity? Which option we should select at the ledger option?
That's what level you want to run the numbering that you can choose. They give an option. Okay.
Okay.
They given what level you want to run. You can just so I mean you have a within one ledger you have only one legal entity. In that case, it won't makes any difference if you set it prime ledger or legal entity. So you have a 10 legal and 10 LEs for one ledger. In that case, maybe you may have preference to run that sequence LE level where you can have a individual sequence for the associated transactions. Okay. So
Okay.
you can choose that. So from here you can define if you want to create sequence, you can create here and you can assign here below. So you can click on create. You can just define same as EBS definition. You'll create here, you'll be assigning. Okay. So that's how we can go with this definition. But now we selected to copy for transaction number as a receipt number. For that reason, just we don't require any sequence here. So at the time of this receipt method definition, we selected inherit transaction number to receipt number. That option we selected. So this is not required. If you want to do it, this is the task name. Then we have to add receipt method to our customer. And since we are going to use the receipt method as bank transfers, we have to specify the customer bank account. Let's go and complete this task. Go to customer. Say manage customers. So manage customers. Click on go to task icon. Our customer name is cloud customer 1. So go to account, click on account number. So here we have a receipt method. Add that method for this customer, which is a bank transfers. Receipt method is cloud bank transfers. Transfer, this is how we given the name. And you may set this as a primary method to get the payments from this customer. And go to under payment instructions, instruments, bank accounts. And we are not going to add. If you have some existing bank account similar to the customer bank account, you can add here, but now we are going to create new account. Customer bank country, US. Just provide number. You can write the name to our customer account. Give some other specifications based on what are the information you get from the client, all the information. Just I'm providing the very basic account number and account name, that would be enough. Okay. So we just given here. Now say save and close. Now go to customer site. Site level also same, you have to repeat. So the first site, it's incomplete one. The second one, this is the one which you are using. Just click on that site number. Go to payment details tab. Add receipt method for this site. Cloud bank transfer. Just we mark it as a primary since we have only one here. Go to bank accounts. Here already we created a bank account. That here you can select it. You can say select, add. Only one we have, that you can select and say okay. And say save and close. Okay. So we'll go and just create the receipt source for automatic receipts. Receipt sources. Manage receipt sources. Business unit. Cloud automatic source. Source type is automatic. So this, to the source, which receipt class method related receipts you are going to process. Class name also cloud automatic. Method is cloud bank transfer. So then system will default this information when you use that source, otherwise you can ignore it manually, you have to select. Okay, the numbering and all you can set automatic. So save and close. These all setups we do in EBS also, but here the additional setup is add business unit to pages list, internal pages. Okay, when we are doing this bank account transfers, automatic receipts point of view, bank transfers or credit card payments. So it's a mandatory you have to add your business unit for which business against which business unit you are processing this automatic receipts with any one of the receipt method. You should add to internal pay list, then only this receipt creation will happen. That's how they made this dependency. Just you have to add your BU into that internal pays list. Okay, so here you can just go and search for pays. So basically the task would be internal pays. So manage internal pays. Just click on go to task icon. Just search, go with the open search option. Just click on that. Here you have a vision online. You can open any one of the definition, or else you can create by clicking on this. Just you have to provide the name and all. Here in the business unit list, you have to keep your BU name. Then for your BU, you'll be able to perform the automatic receipts with the credit card related process or bank transfers. Just save and close. Now what we'll do is to test this automatic receipts creation, we'll go and create 2-3 transactions. Those will convert into receipts. Let's go to billing task.
Lakshman,
Yeah.
I didn't understand the payee concept, because for credit card payments, I understand there are some payees, which bank provides, payee IDs.
Yeah, that is the point. One second here. So for credit card process purpose, this is required. But in Fusion, what they made is for even if it is not, if you even you are not going to process credit card, even for the bank account transfers also they made it as a mandatory. Okay, if you are going to use automatic receipts, they made it as mandatory. Even it is not required for bank transfers, you should complete it. That's what system will have a validation. As you mentioned that point, that is the dependency we have. But even for bank account transfers also, you have to make it as a mandatory. So then it will work.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. So cloud invoice and cloud customer one. I think for cloud customer payment method is not defaulting. What's wrong with that? I think we have given right why it is not defaulting. Sorry. Profile history. There should be payment terms. No, payment term is missing. Okay, just will update it. Why it is missing all the time? Earlier also one time we specified, right? I think in the last session. I know issues. Cloud immediate. Save and close. Done. Now select it should default. Just cancel and create again. So cloud invoice customer is cloud customer. So defaulting. Now you can provide some any description. Let's say $10,000. Since we given the payment method and all the information, the system will be taking here the bank account instrument information and all. Here you can go to payment, save it, it should fetch. Show more. There it is. Payment method is that the customer has to take the details also. It is not taking. So customer site number is this. You'll see that it will default. It should just show in that under payments also. Payments it will be showing that instrument information and all. Okay, just nothing wrong. Just will proceed. I'll say complete and close. And we'll create one more transaction. Create transaction. Cloud invoice. Cloud customer 1. Just write something here. I'll give again 10,000. Why it is not fetching here? Now payments it should display that information. Let's see. Nothing wrong with our customer. Cloud customer 1, right. think we just forgot to select bank name and all. I'll select Cloud USA Bank. It should come. We'll try. So I'm just updating this option fields also. Say create transaction. Sorry. It should get that information. Yeah, now it is just coming. After completing it is taking, but basically that should get defaulted. It's not defaulting. Okay, so normally whenever you just select this customer, since we given as a just even we enabled as a the default site method that it has to come here. I mean, we will just specify through manual process cloud bank transfers. Actually, it has to get defaulted. It's not happening after completing. It is just fetching. There could be some issue with this. Okay, we'll just save it. For the previous two transactions also, we'll go and update. Now it is taking all the information based on the selection. Automatically that should happen normally. Or else we'll create one more transaction. For these two transactions, we'll use this process. Okay, so just the status is completed. Says cancel means close. We'll create one more transaction. $5,000. Okay, say complete and review. It should default basically, but no issue. Just will go and specify this cloud bank transfer and associated information. It will fetch here and save it and cancel this. Okay. Now we have the two transactions with respect to receipt method. I will go and perform the automatic receipts creation. Just go to receivables, accounts receivable, then go to task panel. Then say here we have a task called as create receipt remittance. Allow create. Yeah, this is a task. Create automatic receipts. Select these tasks and provide the criteria. Okay. So this is the additional criteria which we have not required. Straight away we can go with this. With this receipt method, what are the receipts? What are the transactions we have? Those need to be converted as a receipts. Then just go and submit. Click on submit. Here it will display that receipt batch also. Just switch from here to there. It takes some time. Yep. The actual count of two, which is picking two. We created two transactions with a 5 and 5, right? So batch type is automatic. Status is pending. Just say upload. So as we given that specification, it will be copying the transaction number to receipt number. So done, completed. Now you can go and find those two receipts. Go to manage receipts. So the transaction number is 4001 and 4002. I think that's how taking the transaction number. This will be copied to receipt number. So customer cloud customer one, then search. Or you can go with the receipt method filtration. It's not showing. No issues. You can just search with the bank transfers. Search. So it is today's date. One second, we'll go and see the log. So whenever you submit, it will create the receipt. For that, it will create output file also. It's ended with some error. We'll see that. What is the reason? Batch create receipt batch. It's showing just number of invoices, automatic receipts creation and approval execution report. Yes, it's showing that number of invoices two selected. What's went wrong? Create and generate log file. Create and we'll just go and check it once again. It is showing as it's created one way. Why it is running this program again? Go to billing. Switch to accounts receivable. Manage receipts. I'll search with the receipt method. Cloud bank transfer. It should fetch those two receipts. It is not showing. One second, please. Location also we have. Sometimes this will become a reason if this process or expense reports are not working. We also find what's wrong with this. We've given our BU specification also, right? Cloud USA Business Unit. Just let's create one transaction and we'll try again. Why it is failing? There is no reason. So I create transaction. Amount is 6,000. So complete and review. Go to show more. And by default, it has to fetch, but it's not happening. So I'm going to select through manual process. Cloud bank transfer. Then save it. So save and close. Now just we'll go and run the automatic receipts process. create automatic receipts. Here they're given the workers and all. Bank transfers, batch data, account data, everything's fine. All that's done. Just say submit. System will submit the job. If you look at the log, it will generate the output file. To selected one. So now we have to go and post it. So in pending approval, select, approve it. So it should be completed normal posting. Just some error. So it is 3 signatures. No issues. This also I'll be showing in the different instance. Okay. This we're done with all the setups. Only the output I'm just marking as a pending. So for this 3 output is pending. That's it. Output. I'll show in the different environment. The same example. Fine. This is all about utoInvoice import and automatic receipts. I'll be showing just whatever we are not able to see the output because of some instance issue. I'll take you through in the different environment. Finally, we'll see how that would be resulted. Okay. So, any questions here, please?
Lakshman, if we have if we have multiple operating units, business units in the single ledger, then does you provide us an example about the intercompany transactions?
Yeah, tell me what is your question. If you have multiple BUs within ledger, then
Multiple BUs, if we have multiple BUs in a single ledger,
Mm.
and we want to do the intercompany transactions, so what we need the setups for in Fusion?
Okay. Again, you have to consider other element called as primary legal entity also. Whether all are within the legal entity or across the legal entities. Anyway, just I'll be taking the session on that. At that time, we can discuss. Okay. I'll be covering AGAS, Advanced Global Intercompany System.
Okay.
Okay, this wherever the output is pending, that anyway we'll go through it. We'll see that results also. Okay. So fine, that's all for today, and we'll connect tomorrow and we'll proceed with this remaining concept. Then we'll start working on this. In AP also we have a few concepts pending that also will complete. After completing this pending concept, then we'll proceed with the next module. Okay, so that's how we'll proceed.
Lakshman, one thing more. How can we handle the trade discount in the AP module or AR module?
Discount.
Trade discount at the time of sale.
Credit.
Sometimes we will credit on in the AP module.
Credit
AP
is what you're
module
talking
sometimes.
about.
Sometimes when we purchase something, the
You purchase.
seller
Okay,
will provide.
what is the case? You purchase for $10,000 from the supplier. Will have an invoice for the same. Now, what is your
Yes,
case?
the supply will give us the trade discount, like $100. So how can we handle it in the purchase invoice?
So normally, if you are going with the terms that would get calculated, okay, the discounts and all. For that, just we have to look for some workaround solution. Okay, normal discount means based on the terms and all that you can manage within the payment terms. You can specify the terms. Then, if you are going to pay as per that discount terms, it will calculate and all. If we are coming in stuff, including that, if you are going to handle that, you have to find some workaround for that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So fine, like we'll connect tomorrow and we'll just proceed from here. Like we'll just look into other pending concepts as well as open topics. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Lakshman, when can we start accessing this new instance?
So I think maybe in a couple of days, this will be the current one which you are using earlier. It will be refreshed. Or else, if you need like just now itself, say already one instance I shared. If you're practicing, if you are finding some issues, let me know. Just drop me email. I'll be sharing this another instance. So you can start with the practice. For everyone, anyway, I'll be sharing that instance once the current instances get refreshed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Fine. Thank you. We'll connect tomorrow same time. Then. Thank you.